Bujahanakis. They took you to court for defamation. Do you know what the definition of defamation is? Oh my God. Funny guy. Oh Lord. Oh Lord. David, what's happening, man? Master T, what's going on, player? What's going on? Rebel, what's happening, man? How much train you take this week? Let's say 2 grams. 2 grams of train just this afternoon. Is that a lot or a little? I don't know. What do you think? Is that a good idea? Belly over toes guy. When did my garage get so big? It's always been this big. It's a 1-car garage plus another drive-through bit, and I've just extended with this new equipment, so I've got more space. David, maybe, man. Whatever, man. Each to their own. Everyone's got entitled to their opinions. Whatever they want, man. I'm not going to cry about anything like that. If somebody decides not to be in your life, that's their decision and you move on. And that's it. Simple as that. Oh, look. those guys in Bells of Steel, they took care of me the last 18 months. I've got nothing bad to say about them. I'll never pretend that I've got something bad to say to them. They were lovely on the comments. They send me all this equipment, all good. They think that I am something that their image is not worthy of. And simple as that. And that's fine. People make business decisions. People make, whatever they want to take that direction in, and that's simple as that. No harm to them, no harm to me. It's just two people finding a difference, and that's it. They were even nice about it, and when they messaged me, they just basically said, "Ivan, thank you for everything, but this is not something that we want to be associated with." And I was like, okay. I don't know exactly where they found offense to. They didn't really specify, and that was it. Whatever, man. They kept it professional. I said, "No worries, mate. All the best," and that was it. It was very, very nice. No hard feelings. Whatever they want. This is the thing. Everyone chooses something like that in life. Even if you meet a girl and after a few dates you're like, "Oh, I don't really like the way she does this or that or whatever. I don't like her views on this, that, or whatever." You go a separate way, and everyone's going to find eventually somebody that they align themselves with, and then you gather around that person and you try to make a life out of that. If they think I am something that is not for them, there's more people out in the sea. You know what they say, there's more fish in the sea. And that's as difficult as it has to be. Simple as that. Nain Sikoni. Yeah, I don't know. Dude, I don't really know what the issue was, to be honest with you. I just don't know. Rigor Mortis Rex, what's happening, brother? What's going on, man? Yeah, I mean, they found offense to something and they went their separate ways. The world is in a very, very strange state right now, everyone always says something about free speech, being able to say whatever the hell you want. But it's not like that, because people have different interests. And as soon as you say something that's wrong, you're costing them money, essentially, in their eyes, right? Because, Ivan's got an unpopular opinion about X, Y, and Z. Okay, quick, run away from him before we go down with him. And that's exactly what they thought. They thought, okay, this guy's really against our brand's opinion, and run away from him. And if that's a good decision on their part or not, I don't know. It's up to them. All I know is that all I can really do is control what I say and what I think and what I do. And you focus on those things. You don't worry about other people's, decision making or what they want to do or how they want to do it. That's up to them. It's simple as that. No hard feelings at all from me. At all. I don't really care. Rex says, how are you finding the swap to chest supported rows from bent over rows? Any effect on your posterior chain strength? Oh man, I call this it's a chest supported row, but I've been penciling in incline row. It's just less words to write. I don't want to write chest supported row. Seems like it's too many letters. Incline row, dude, it's a bit nicer. It's just all upper back. It's just upper back. There's no lower back if you're doing it correctly. I mean, you could probably crank that thing and also arch the back and really send it. I don't do that. So I'm just kind of really focusing it on, and I'm doing it every day now, basically. I'm really focusing on, last few days has been kind of like the pronated grip to trying to get the upper back, mostly for bench press, and I feel like it might affect me for the squat as well. But it's really nice to do something that the lower back doesn't get smoked. Because especially somebody like me that's always in my lower back, always in the glutes and hamstrings, always bending over for deadlifts and squats, like obviously deadlift is going to be, of course, but for the squats, it shouldn't be that much bending over. And so anytime I do an exercise that takes the back out, it just feels refreshing that something else is failing first. You and Jason Blaha are in the same club. What club is that? I'm not familiar with any club that I've joined, Kika. What do you mean, man? I feel like when I push a lot of bent over row, the static hold works the hell out of the glutes and hams. Oh, rigor mortis, Rex, man. The bent over row is insane. It's an absolute savage of a lift, and it should be treated up there with deadlift, squat, bench press. The row is there. The row is far more taxing than the pull-up. It is pull-up plus a deadlift hold. That's what that is. It's very, very taxing. And so if I want to program the row, it gets treated as a main movement. That's the mistake that I've been doing for many, many years when it comes to the row and thinking about, it's too heavy, it's too much, blah, blah, blah. It's because I was using it as an accessory. It's not an accessory. The row is the main deal, man. So I treat it as such. I really, really spend a lot of points on it when I'm there. When I'm not focusing on the bent over row, and I don't want the row to be my main thing, like for instance, right now it's the bench press. This incline row is an excellent substitute because it removes half of the trouble out of it, and it feels like I can just hit the upper back without the bottom half of my body being smashed. So I love this machine for that aspect mostly because it's literally taking the row and the legs and separating them. It's really, really cool. And it's amazing for the rear delts in this position. Pragmatic Duck, what's up, man? How are you, dude? Was doing some standing overhead barbell press. Mate, holding that posture pumped my lower back. Standing overhead barbell press. Never knew it was so taxing on the lower back. Pragmatic Duck, I think I've done a fair bit of pressing, standing press over time. And I feel like when I feel my lower back, all that really means is that I'm not engaging my glutes in the lift. So if you let go of the lower body and you completely lose that rooting to the floor through the glutes and the abs, you start to arch the back. You start to really let go of the core. And then you start to really feel the lower back. So you need to make sure the glutes are on constantly to protect your lower back. Anytime you're moving your arms overhead, there's going to be a tendency to give out of your anterior core. And when that happens, the lower back cops it. So you need to make sure the abs and the glutes are locked in order to protect your lower back. So be very careful with that. Don't injure yourself flicking that extra weight overhead. Seal row, you can do it too. Yeah, seal row is excellent. This machine is hard to emulate at home. Yeah, it's hard. Yeah, it's very hard to emulate this machine, but the seal row, I've rigged up the seal row in the past, and it works kind of all right. It just takes a little bit of setting it up. You know, it's a bit annoying, but it's doable, definitely doable. You can definitely set it up. If you have this machine, it's a lot easier. Belly over toes says, do you have any tips in how to deal with stress? You work out every day, have family, a full-time job, and still manage to do all this. I'm lost in the void, already working 4 hours a week. You just have to prioritize, man. You know, these type of things need prioritization. You need to clean up your life. You need to cut something out. There's only 24 hours in a day. You won't be able to do everything. You'll need to kind of prioritize how you want to spend your time. And that's kind of what it comes down to at the end. You're going to have to prioritize. And there's many ways of doing that. You know, some people will do X, Y, and Z. But the thing is, you can't do 50 things. So with a big commitment like this, a big goal, 300 squats or whatever you want to do, or run an 11-second 100-meter, I don't even know, I'm just saying numbers now. It's going to take a lot of work to get to these elite numbers. And so you can't do this and also just have the approach of a casual. You know, and you need to like really dedicate time to this. And where are you going to find the time for that? It's going to be a conversation with yourself. You need to work that out for yourself. It can't be only when you're feeling good. Nah, bro. Like, that's not how it works. I'm not feeling great today. All day running around, and I got to do this. I have to do this. It's not even do I want to do this? No, you have to do this. And so you need to get to a stage where you're like that as well, where it's like a non-negotiable type thing. You know what I mean? You really need to get there. All right. What made you get a proper gym set up versus going to a normal gym? Oh man, I went to a normal gym for a while, many years. And the tipping point for me was, when I moved in with my missus, we decided to live together. He was like, what the hell are we doing? He was kind of really like that. I was like, you're paying $1,000, I'm paying $1,000 for Anytime Fitness here, a gym chain in Adelaide, in Australia. Or maybe they're even global, I don't really know. And we were like, what are we doing? Why don't we just take that $2,000? Is that gonna work? Maybe. Why don't we get that $2,000 and just put it together and buy something at home that we can train and save money for the future. And that's how it happened, man. Like literally, I took that, canceled the memberships, looked around a little bit, found a shop, found a special, bought a squat rack, bought a barbell, some plates, and a bench, and that was even less than $2,000. And then over the years, I would just keep adding on. Now, obviously, I think it's important to point out that this is not going to save you money. This is not the motivation that I did it for. This is ultimately a more expensive endeavor because, now there's gyms that are going for $300 a year, memberships. You're not going to beat that. But what you do get is a whole host of other things. You get your time back, and time is one of the most important commodities that we have. So think about it, training every single day, 30 minutes to the gym, 30 minutes back, car parking, waiting for people at the gym, comfort, music, all that stuff. You roll all that into it, and I feel like my time is worn back, and with that, my my value is 10 times fold back. And then that's when I really started falling in love with training, when I really had my space. Having my own space was just so liberating and so amazing, and I could have like 3 freaking workout sessions. And I used to do that stuff. Like I used to just have this stuff in the garage, and I used to be like, okay, I'll train in the morning. I've got a day off work, cool, no worries. And then I'll be in the house, whatever, mess around. I'm like, fuck, I want to do something else. I'll come back in and do 20 minutes, 30 minutes. I just fell in love with training, and I was going in and out. Like, it's right here. It's like my kitchen's here. Every time I go into the kitchen, I can see the gym equipment. So I just come out and constantly, I'll just do a set. I'll just warm up the freaking glutes just a little bit. And it kind of got to a stage where it's like it was life-changing for me, man. Like, literally, I was in here all the time. And then, down the track, I learned about squatting every day, Bulgarians. I'm like, fuck yeah, these are my people. These guys who train every day, amazing. These are my people. I love training every day as well. And I love working out multiple times a day. And kind of I've resonated with some of those ideas, and I got hooked on it. But the initial thing was Mrs. and I moving in together, having a space, 2 incomes. And it was just way more possible than just doing it on my own. And that's kind of the seed that was planted. That was day one. Hey, Miz, you're back, man. What's happening? Pragmatic Dust says, I used to do it with a split leg base, but I switched to a square base. Interesting. I have to keep an eye on that. I'll keep my glutes in mind. Cheers, mate. All good, man. Yeah, focus on the glutes. I reckon you'll be on your merry way to get that back, feeling good again. Christopher says, hey, Van, what do you think about people who say you should only ever do wide grip pull-ups because stuff like neutral grip pull-ups or chin-ups are pointless because they're easy and not point doing easier stuff? Oh my goodness, that is very close-minded opinion, man. I don't worry about any of that stuff. Okay, cool, it's easier. Do more reps. Okay, it's easier. Add more weight. Just that makes no sense to me at all, dude. Like, the weight and progression is entirely up to you. If it's too easy, add some weight, add some reps. Like, there's no conversation. Different positions will target different muscles. Will emphasize different body parts. And so instead of thinking easy or hard, you should be thinking, where is my weakness? And what do I get out of this movement? And that's how I think about it. All of this other stuff, this, that, nah, man. It all has a place. And you need to work out what you need. That's the whole point of training. Not everyone's going to have to do this. Some people have to do a lot. Some people have to do less. We all just need to find out where the weaknesses are and try and attack those and try and progress through there. Because everyone, doesn't matter who it is, each and every one of us has a weak link in the chain. Sometimes that stuff is easy to find, especially if you're experienced and you know the game and you've got many years under the belt. You'll kind of be able to see somebody like, aha, I know exactly what he's weak in. I'll be able to coach him into more success. Sometimes if you're alone and you don't really know what you're doing, it might take you years to kind of beat around the bush and work out exactly where the weak link is. And that is fine as well. But easy, hard, all that stuff, I don't really mind that at all. What needs work, that's the most point. Of course, some movements will have better leverage. Some will have harder, leverage. All of that can be manipulated with weight and reps and sets and whatever. Where is it kind of appear on? Pragmatic Dust says, hey, belly might be worth looking at what the cause of your stress is working out. Working out is great to reduce stress and manage it. Important to find. Yeah, nice. Good answer. Robert says, can you do 100 push-ups in one set? Go show it. Robert, man. Who are these people, man? I swear. He can't. Go back to bed. Ah, I love it. Go, David. Thanks, Ivan. What is your current opinion on barefoot shoes? I love them, Frank. I really love them, but they suck during winter. Your feet get cold. Your feet get cold. Your Achilles gets tight. Your Achilles get tight. Your calves get tight. Everything tightens up. The fascia, if you're cold somewhere, it will tighten up. You'll lose mobility. Losing mobility in your calves, ankles, knees, all of that. The fascia wraps all of that stuff up. So you get tight in the foot. The Achilles will tighten up. So warm feet during winter is an absolute must. This is why I wear these Jordans. Not the greatest lifting shoe, but it keeps it warm, and I reckon there's a net positive there over the barefoot shoes. But as soon as it gets warm again, bang, barefoot shoes come out. Motive though says, injured my labor in my shoulder doing boxing. What do you think about recovery? It's so tough dealing with injuries. It's part of the journey, dude. All these injuries will teach you something, teach you how to work around, how to get that thing stronger. I've never really had a shoulder injury like that, so you'll have to kind of go on your own journey to kind of work that out, find resources, find people that know and experienced this in the past. But I'm sure you'll be able to kind of get back on the go again. All pull-ups are good to do, without a doubt. Miz says, I built my home gym around the pandemic. All gym was strictly closed in UK for 2 years in lockdown, not having a gym. A complete game changer, best investment. A lot of people are missing out. Yeah, for sure. Miz, I couldn't agree more. I love everything I have here. It's my space. It's where I grow mentally, spiritually, physically. Oh, dude. It's just the access to it. You know, whenever you want, it's a reminder. The existence of all this equipment here is a reminder. Every time I walk past, I think about it. Every time I look through the window, I think about it. I'm thinking about it all the time anyway, but you know, just in case if I don't think about it, I get to look at it. So it's a beautiful thing, and to me, it's beautiful. I love looking at it. It just looks amazing to me. Most men can't even do one pull-up. That's right. Who can really do sets of 15 wide grip pull-ups? Maybe 1%? Yeah, right. Right, absolutely. For the past 5 years, I've been training in my home gym, in my apartment gym, which has improved every other aspect of my life. There you go, Miz. Bloody. Enough said, dude. Like, that is all you need to say to someone. Freaking, it's improved every single aspect of my life. Amazing. That's 5 sets. Do you hate being told what to do? Because you've talked about it being a nurse and wanting to strangle the pencil neck admin. Oh yeah, dude. That right there is the story of me being most upset I've ever been in my career, because that guy literally spoke to me like I was trash, called me a name in my face, right? In any other circumstance, in any other field, that guy would have never done that because there'll be repercussions. But because I'm in a professional environment, he got away with that. And he was this little scrawny little thing. So he he pushed my buttons, and he knew that they would never get physical because the repercussions would be immense and I'd lose my job, my career. There is a way of communicating, right? I'm a nurse. I work in a resusc room. There are doctors, senior doctors, cardiologists, intensivists, physicians, emergency specialists. There are people that are knowledgeable, trained for 20, 30 years. These are very intelligent people. I'll be the first one to say I'm never the smartest person in the room. In that environment, I listen and I do. But also, there is a degree of respect. I am a man before anything. I am a nurse title in that workplace, but I'm a man. You're going to respect me, right? I'm a human being. I'm a father, I'm a husband, all that stuff. And this is what I tell people all the time. You need to respect somebody before you think about that title. It doesn't matter if you're talking to a cleaner or a specialist. They all deserve respect. And so there is a way of communicating your instructions. I work with lots of people and lots of people tell me what to do all the time. And I receive that information gladly. We work together. He needs me to do this job. Nurses usually are the equipment specialists. They don't know how to operate some of this stuff. I know all the drugs, the formulations. I know how to do this stuff in a very quick manner. In a resusc situation where we don't have a lot of time. Ivan, I need 0.5 of adrenaline. Done. 0.5 of adrenaline. Ivan, I need some metaraminol infusion. I need some adenosine, Ivan. Boom. I know exactly how to prepare all this stuff to save someone's life, right? Now, they're shouting instructions at me. These are all being what told to do. I would gladly do that for all of these people. But if somebody was to, do it in a manner where it's really disrespectful, I don't understand. The resusc room is a very stressful place. Sometimes it can come across very rough and whatever. And so you detune your sensitivity for places like that because there's a lot of tension. People are freaking out. There's a lot of anxiety in the room, stress. But, there is limits and there is ways of delivering information. And so I enjoy being told what to do. I enjoy learning. That is one of my favorite things in life. And I feel like everyone here in the chat also feels that way. We love to learn. Learning feels fun. When you learn something and you connect the dots, you're like, fuck, that is amazing. Amazing, right? So it's not that I hate being told what to do. I hate being disrespected as anybody. So there's ways of doing all of this stuff. And that's kind of always been my mentality. I love learning. And I love working with people that are much brighter than me. I think I love that. You feel like you're learning with that person just being around. They're so clever. They've read so much. They know so stuff. They've trained. They've seen things. They've seen many sick patients. And here you are sharing a room with them, working at a critically ill patient. That to me is so rewarding because together we're working on something very positive for humanity. We're saving someone's life, and we work together. And truly, doctors can't go without nurses. Nurses can't go without doctors. It really is a team effort. People think a doctor can resuscitate a patient. Impossible. That is not a single person's job. Without a doubt, you need a team. If you've ever done CPR, if you do 2 rounds of CPR, so like 4 minutes of CPR, you are spent. If you do CPR for 1 round, one really good round, my friend, if you're doing it properly, it is exhausting. I've done CPR on patients on and off for an hour and a half, not in one hit, no way. There's multiple people kind of rotating through. And then I'll wake up the following day and I've got sore abs, sore shoulders, sore lats. It's hard work, You're supposed to be compressing that chest by a lot. It's like 1/3 of the chest needs to drop, right? 10 centimeters, like 2/3, right? So it needs to be big compressions. Because the whole idea is to squeeze the heart to pump that fluid, that blood out. So that is very, very difficult work. And for people that have ever been in a situation that is a resusc room, and for us people that spend a lot of time in resusc rooms, we've kind of numb to it. And I always have to remind myself, that is not a normal thing for people to see. 10, 15 people in a room, brainstorming, doing the 4 H's, the 4 T's, trying to work out all of the causes of cardiac arrest, whatever it might be, respiratory, cardiac. Is it, hypovolemic shock? cardiogenic shock? Is it sepsis? Is it toxins? Is it so many different things that cause somebody to have like this cardiac arrest, which basically means that the heart has stopped working effectively. And so we have to restart the heart. How to restart the heart? Well, you have to shock. Which rhythms do you shock? There's only 2 rhythms you can shock. Oh my God. Okay, so what drugs are we going to pump in? Blah, blah, blah. All this, like it is full on. Generally in a research room, there's 3 roles, nursing roles, right? So there is an airway nurse, there is a circulation nurse, and then there is a scribe, right? So 3 nurses minimal to run a resus. Then from the doctor's point of view, there's an airway doctor, and then there is a team leader. So there's 2 doctors there. And usually there's a 3rd doctor, which we call a circ doc, which is essentially the most junior doc, and they usually just try and establish cannulas, IV access, so we can pump these drugs in. So we're talking 6 people here. So basically hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of salaries, if not more than a couple of $1 million worth of salaries for one patient in the resus room to make it. That is a lot. A lot of resources just to have one person try and survive. So you remove the other 5, the other person cannot do it. Physically you can't do it, mentally you can't do it, because when you're physically exerting, so that team leader is hands off. The doctor that's running the resus is standing back, not doing anything, not touching anything, simply standing from the foot of the bed and viewing the patient and brainstorming. Okay, these are the vital signs, these are the blood results, these are the ECGs, this is the gas, this is the history that I've received from the ambulance officer or from the family or whatever. These are the facts that I have. What do I think is happening with this patient? Okay, this person said an overdose. Okay, which agent do I think is overdosed? Okay, let's say heroin. Okay, this person is arrested because of hypoxia secondary to heroin. Okay, cool. Can we reverse the heroin? Can we try some drug? Can we try naloxone? Okay, hit that. Shit, it hasn't worked. Okay, maybe we try a little bit more. Hasn't worked. Okay, it's not naloxone. It's not an opiate overdose. What are we doing next? How are we doing it? The heart stopped. Okay, adrenaline, 1 milligram adrenaline, IV, bang. It's full on. And this person that's running the resus is the most experienced. Like these people are, what are we talking about? 10, 15 years into the emergency medicine college, studying all of this, passing multiple exams, very difficult. A lot of people fail this stuff just to make it to run the resus. The airway doctor's constantly reviewing the airway. Do we need to intubate? Do we need to chuck a breathing tube? How are the lungs feeling? How much is how is the gas exchange? How much volume are we putting in? What is the rate of that ventilator? Is there any exudate coming? Is there any, is the tube sore? Do we need inline suctioning? Do we need to suck all this stuff out? Okay, what's going on there? Beautiful. And it's always like basically every rotation, every minute, it's an A2E assessment, airway, breathing, circulation, disability exposure. And constantly you're running through all of this stuff as this environment is constantly changing and the patient is changing and you're fighting all of this stuff. And it's really, really rewarding when you stabilize the patient and you can get them up to the intensive care room or into theater for the surgeon to try and fix the problem. It is full on. It is absolutely full on. It is very rewarding. It is a high intensity. Because I always say to people or the juniors, like the reason why this is so stressful is not because so much stuff is going on, which is obviously, but we're dealing with a person's life here. And this person's life, this person has family. And oftentimes I don't feel all that emotional about these situations until I see family. When family walks in and you see the tears and all of that, then you're like, holy crap, man, this is really heavy. And it can weigh you down for sure. You can really start to feel worn out emotionally. That's what I say to people all the time. Even training, if you're emotionally exerting yourself, getting the ammonia, the pre-workout, all of that stuff has more of a hit on your central nervous system than the actual physical stuff. Same with the resus room that I work in. The emotional side will burn you out much quicker than the actual physical and mental side. Thinking about the disease processes and physically doing the work is not as hard. But seeing family fall apart and grieve, that is difficult stuff. And this is why a lot of times, you guys might not understand. When I come in here, man, I like peace and quiet. There's no music here. Listen. Nothing. It's just me huffing and puffing and these machines and plates clanking. That's all I hear. And that to me is healing. It really is healing from an environment that I've just explained to you. These resusces don't happen every single day, but some of them can have a lasting impact on you. And sometimes you don't even think about it. Sometimes you don't even process this stuff. You just go about your living. And then you might be like washing the dishes or washing a glass in the sink and you're like, shit. And you'll get like a reminder of so-and-so, you know, and you're like, shit, man. That guy was 27 and he died. I'm 36, dude. This guy's 10 years younger than me and he died. We couldn't save him. That's sad, man. And, you know, you wear that and then you remember some of the faces of the family and it kind of wears you out a little bit. I don't know why I went on this freaking tangent. But yeah, hopefully I've answered that question. It's not, I think the original question was, do I like being told what to do? Absolutely. Especially in situations like this where there's far more qualified people, far more intelligent people. You listen and you do, because we're a team, just like a basketball squad trying to work out a position, you know, offensive plan. You've got a team, there's camaraderie there, and you work together to try and save somebody's life. I think it's beautiful. And no matter how long I spend in this business, that aspect is always going to be really, really rewarding, no matter what. So absolutely, I love being told what to do. And especially when that person tells me to do something and that thing works, and I look back at the doc, I'm like, fuck yeah, man, respect, man, fist bump, bang. We hug it out sometimes, fucking the patients, you know, it's awesome. It's an awesome feeling. Absolutely. Pragmatic says, I was an Amber for 13 years, hating being told what to do. Calm disposition, good communicator, worked in resus, worked at triage. You'd have made a good Amber and you got into nursing, Ivan. Yeah. I've often wondered how it would be to be an ambulance officer as well, and I've thought about jumping course and doing that course as well. But I think ultimately for me, what made me stay in nursing was just the aspect of working alongside the doctors, the specialists, just being in the room where you are part of those big, big decisions and plans and treatments. Whereas ambos, I feel like it's a lot of the time, there's a time pressure to get them to the hospital where the real help happens and where people get saved. Pre-hospital stuff is very, very stressful. You guys see a lot. I feel like we have it a lot easier being in a clinical setting, but you're walking into houses, drug dens, traffic, weather, out of the middle of nowhere, seeing all that stuff, seeing deceased people. That's like in the normal environment, the home environment, that would be very tough. So different challenges for sure. But I'm happy with nursing for the moment, I think. Who's this Sterling guy? Who's the Sterling guy? Roberto G, if you came to work wearing stockings. Roberto G, that's not serious. 9, slow to high. Good stuff, man. Keep your mind engaged as well and not just poisoning it. David. Roberto, appreciate you, dog, but you don't belong in this chat. I don't do this often, so when you get to a stage where when you get to a stage where you start to be a dork, you get booted, man. What do you know about the Ukrainian deadlifts? Somebody actually said it the other day, the Ukrainian deadlift, which is like this pin-loaded, I don't know what to call it, pin-loaded kettlebell or something. I don't know, whatever it is. And you pull kind of like a sumo deadlift, but it's like the pin-loaded weight. Somebody said it the other day, which is interesting. Sterling Links, thank you, man. Appreciate the support. Roberto. Yeah. All right, let's do another one of these babies. All right. And that part is done. We warm up the legs with the one and only Alrighty, boys. Let's get to it, eh? Hey, mate, hey. I'm going to research it. Yeah, I did look it up a little bit. The Ukrainian deadlifts, and it was pretty cool idea. I don't know how it is different than a normal deficit deadlift. Maybe because you get more range of motion, probably. So it would be like even more stretch. I want to try it actually. I want to try it one day for sure. Roboito. Belly over toe says, it's really to see someone not backing up for his opinion. You're inspiring to me. Greetings from Switzerland. It's really to see someone not backing up from his opinion. Well, I don't know what to back up from. Like, honestly, like, it's just me. What am I backing up from? I'm not apologetic about anything I've said. I don't think anything that I've said is out of line. I firmly believe all those thoughts. If you feel offended, then we just have different opinions. And that's it. End of the day, that's what it is. I'm not apologetic at anything. Like I said, I'm a 36-year-old man, dude. Like, I'm a formed individual. I know what I like, what I don't like, and I have preferences where the world should go. I've got children, and that's it. Simple as that, man. I don't stress over it much at all. Pragmatic Duck says, seeing the people pitch in the world, how they live opens your eyes, that's for sure. I started when I was 20, grows you up real quick, that's for sure. I loved when the docs and nurses took us in. Nice, Pragmatic. That's really cool. To watch inside the cath lab or see the imaging of the bleed or clot we brought in, different difficulties in both professions. I take my hat off to you, mate. And likewise to you, Pragmatic. You know, I think you have a difficult job as well. It is very difficult. You know, obviously I know many paramedics. I work with a lot of ambos. So I understand both difficulties. You guys even have like this security risk as well. Like you never know where you're walking into and who's going to be waiting for you and all that. So there's an element of that as well. So definitely, like you said, there are difficulties in both jobs. And we work together. We work together to help people. And I think that's a very noble thing. And it goes beyond the salaries and the hourly rates and all of that. We go home with this feeling of actually helping people. And that to me is a special feeling. And, you know, when I was looking into which career to go to, I never wanted the salary to be the only thing that I have from this. I wanted to know that I'm actually going to feel good inside. And helping others is a really good feeling. And to this day, I still feel that same. Hey, Van, have you considered changing your gender to female or changing the gender of your child? Bought a pair of Vivo barefoot off Amazon for $100 return, then back to me for my canvas. Still feel a lot more comfortable as a flat shoe. There you go. Those barefoot Vivo required getting used to, I presume. Oh, absolutely. It takes a little while. It basically is like your bare feet, you know, very little support. So you just need to kind of get used to it. But I think it's worth it eventually. I think it's pretty cool. Sterling Links. Hey, man. Thank you so much for all the support, dude. Really is nice to see. All right. Let me bust out a set here, eh? Willem said, great. Happy to know that you will try it whenever you were. Would you take creatine if you got a creatine sponsor? Oh, Lord. Would I take creatine? Nah, dude. I can't explain to you how many messages I've had on Instagram of people wanting to sponsor me to push their supplement. Out of all the things that I've received over the years, that style of sponsorship is by far the most prominent. And sometimes I think to myself, these protein powders come from the same factory. They've got the same crap in them. And all of these influencers and all of these offshoot brands, they just put a different sticker on. I swear to God, it's like that, man. Oh, it's my formulation. Oh, you know, you get a bit more of this and a bit more of that. Radio, mate. You just make a new flavor and you call it a new thing. Oh, dude. I've said no to many people like that. Smithsonian, hey Van, you don't know this, but 2 years ago when my wife was pregnant, I was seriously suffering because I never thought I would bond with the child. Your video with your kids gave me hope and strength. Oh, wow, that's really cool. It's really cool, dude. It's a very powerful moment in life when you become a father or a mother. It's unforgettable, dude. Don't have stress about that. You will connect to that being, to that child, to that soul automatically. It might take a little while for you to kind of get over the shock, but you'll come around to it, man. I'm sure of it. She's now turning 2 next month and things got somewhat easier. Thanks a lot, man. Well done, man. Great to hear. Low to High says, yes, I have the Motus Strength Vivos. They feel great after 2 months of use. There you go. Good stuff. No More says, what exercise is this? It's called the adductor machine. I remember those videos too. As a father of 2, they resonate with me also. I'm off to bed, y'all. Take care. Thanks for another good session, Ivan. Thank you, Pragmatic Duck. All the best, my man. You have a good one. All right. 60, let's go to 70. All right. The protein powders just keep getting more expensive. There you go, I didn't even know. Lifter and influencers, oh dude, my man, what I've learned over the years is that there's a lot of people walking this earth that will sell their mother for $2. So let alone selling creatine. People are just more than happy to be a vessel for whatever just to get paid. People are just sellouts in general. I was very, very picky about, who I was going to associate with. I picked Bells of Steel and they treated me really, really well. It's unfortunate we've come to a head, disagreement about, I don't even know what. But they were really cool. I was happy to use their stuff and review their stuff and continuously use it. Great equipment, great company. I'd love to know what they were upset about actually, but I don't know. But that's fine. Everyone has their own things. But yeah, like in the future, if, maybe not, but if somebody comes forth, I'm just going to be, a bit more hesitant even before. Like obviously, if a company makes equipment that I like to use, which I love equipment, I'll have a think about it for sure. But like supplements in general, that's not for me. I don't use any supplements. What the hell am I going to sell? Like if I'm not using the damn thing, I ain't selling it, But yeah, in life, you need to kind of work your way and work out what works for you. The money will follow, and I'm not really all that crazy about the money anyway. For me, the happiness is the most important thing. If I can get happiness and money at the same time, sure. Gives me an ability to take care of my family a little bit more comfort in life. That's all fantastic. But you never trade in happiness or your integrity as a character for money. That is a very, very short path to unhappiness. And so you need to kind of work out where you stand in all that and have the conviction of character to stay in your ground. People might think, oh, Ivan, you're brave. Dude, like, I'm not doing this for anybody other than me. Like, this is from me. Me as a human being, as a man, as a legacy to my children. Like, all of this stuff matters to me. And if some person gets upset, that's fine. I'm fighting a bigger war here, and I want to be a good example to my children. My son is 9 years old. He understands a lot. He's asking lots of questions about lots of things around the world, all the happenings. And I feel like the kids are nowadays becoming smarter and smarter with technology. So like I'm having to almost like check myself every time to be like, okay, am I doing the right thing here? Am I doing the right thing over here? So being a parent is incredibly humbling and refreshing and courage inspiring. It really is very inspiring. Right, 73. Opa. All right, 70 felt really good today. Let's go 80. That's 80, all right. Ivan, one of your old videos popped up on my recommendation recently, day 260. I left a comment on there 4 years ago. Crazy how fast time flies. Like they say, time waits for no one. Use it wisely. Oh, absolutely, man. Absolutely. Some of these videos pop up. In fact, I like to go back in the videos for many reasons, but one of the reasons is to show the kids where we lived, the different places we lived. And my kids are all through these videos as well. And so it's really, really nice to look back through and be like, oh my God, I remember my little girl being, 1.5, 2 years old, running around, being all cute. And it's just incredible to see that. So it's incredible. And the kids, the kids really, really show off that time aspect. It's like, my God, since when do I have a 9-year-old son, man? It's hard to fathom. 9 years has gone by. It's insane, man. I've got a 9-year-old, dude. It's so freaking cool. And he's growing up. He's changing. He's forming a personality, like a proper, like I'm seeing glimpses of what he's going to be when he's an adult and he's a man. And that is a beautiful thing to see, man. It is so cool. It's literally like, you're playing your character, right, in the video game. It's kind of that, but like real life. You're like, damn, that's so cool. Like, this is a mini me, man. Like, look at him. Sweet. And I can help mold him and, help grow him in a way. Obviously, there's many influences, society as large, school friends. But I play a bit of an impact in there. And I'm like, oh, dude, like, what do you reckon? I think it's amazing, man. Yeah, man. Soon he'll be bloody driving a car. Unbelievable, dude. Unbelievable. All this stuff is just eye-opening. But like Miz says, time doesn't wait for anyone, man. Oh, this is heavy. Ooh, so I've never done anything heavier than that. That's 82 kilos. Oh, crap. Holy crap. My hips are broken. 20-kilo plates. Oh my goodness. Imagine that. Wow. Gotta keep drinking my milk, huh? Whole stack by the end of the year. Well, I've only got one more pin, dude. So I've got another level. So it goes up to 90 kilos and I just did 82. So I could probably do a whole stack now. So it hasn't taken me long at all to get to that level. So not bad. Very happy. Yeah, so I've had it, how long have I had it now? A month? And I'm already doing full stack. So it's amazing. Amazing. And when I start doing the full stack, shit, I'll be doing like 5, 6, 10 sets of 30 if I can. Lemon lime squeeze. Hey man, I'm a big believer of milk, dude. If you can tolerate it, it's a great source of nutrition for sure. Oh man, that adductor set really took something out of me. Hey. Skim milk or low fat milk. Squat blaster. I don't really know what squat blaster is. Frank Zhang's leg blaster squat. Oh, I think I might know. I think I've seen that thing somewhere. I don't know. Yeah, I benched yesterday. The only reason I'm not benching today is because I'm freaking dead tired, man. I'm tired, dude. Long day. I'll just warm up the back, warm up the adductors, do a bit of squat, and then retire for the day. I'm tired, dude. These shift works really take a toll on you. best you can and you move on. All right, let me do another set here. What's the healthier choice for me? Cocoa Pops or Fruit Pops? No idea, dude. There's Ivan, a couple of years younger than, don't have kids as of yet, but there's two levels to this in life. This life, you're above a few than the average Joe. Myself is still trying to improve, no excuses. Oh, dude, the improvement never stops. You never quit the journey until you're dead, really. The process is ongoing, always. So even if you get the kids, the process only continues. There's nothing else to it. Sam Davies, what's happening, man? Welcome aboard. Yeah, no stress, miss. I understood what you meant. Willem, you have to be very, very careful with bands, man. I did some banded bench press and I screwed my elbows up so bad that it took more than 6 months to recover from. So bands are approach with caution. That's all I can tell you, man. Approach with caution. I'm sure they are good, but I won't be coming back to bands anytime soon. They really messed me up, and nothing has messed me up on the upper body like bands have. So, yeah, once you get burnt by the fire once, you really think twice about going back to it, man. Sucking down a pre-workout. Ivan, I am simple and 34. I live alone, yet I use almost 2 tubs of butter a week. Is that bad? Look, butter is a controversial topic, man. I don't know about 2 tubs, man. That seems like a lot, but butter is actually really good for you. Butter, ghee, animal fat. There's a lot of research to say that that's good. Any fat that is sold at room temperature is pretty good. It's the other stuff like the seed oils and all that. That's where the trouble is. Uh, it sounds like a lot. Yeah, that's right. Is it butter or margarine? Yeah, butter's the better one for sure. There we go, boys. 180 for good measure today on a tired body. Not a bad effort, I think. All right, so let's finish up over here, boys. Finish up with a bit of adductor work again. All right, so the last set was pretty gnarly. Oh, that is brutality. Oh. Bisma, it's good, man. How are you? Glad to have you here, dude. It's been a little bit. Yeah, Bismarck. Ghee. Good point. Willem, all the best, man. All the best, man. By the way, I love how you've been handling all the flack from some of these videos. I think people have a 30-second attention span these days and hear what they want to complain about. Yeah, Bismarck, I don't really know what's going on, man. But just like I'm entitled to my opinion, everyone else is as well. And you know, I just wonder, like what you said about the 30-second attention span. I don't even know if these people have watched the video, to be honest with you. Like, you know, some of the comments that people have been sending, I just simply laugh. It's just laughable. It's just people are becoming personal and going crazy over it, and it's like, wow, okay. So anyone that you disagree with anyone in your life, you're gonna go crazy like that. Anyway, whatever, dude. Couldn't care less. Stay true to yourself and listen to other people's opinion. If you don't like it, that's it. You don't have to like it. Oh, oh man. Shower in like 3 minutes. I'll be showering 3 minutes. That's for sure. One more set. Ivan, you could set the world on fire and I would still stand by you. Hey, man. Octavidad, appreciate that love, dude. Appreciate it. Sam says, I think they see the title of the video, then they have some kind of antibody response where they have to produce a comment within 3 seconds and it's full of impulsive blah, blah, blah. And so wrong. But again, they don't want to watch the video fully, though. It's like this. You see a book and it says, Diabetes is healthy. Do you judge the book by its title, or do you find out more about what they're talking about? So the title could be simply taken from somebody that is ignorant and is not aware of what diabetes is. And so the discussion point starts, is diabetes healthy? So fat shaming is okay. I got that from one of the fellas on the chat. They said that. I put the title of the video, fat shaming is okay. And then I drop an essay speech form of what my thoughts are about that. And in that essay, I explain bullying somebody is wrong, but accepting somebody's obesity is okay. And I've spoke at length, multiple videos now, explaining approach is everything, proximity to somebody's life is everything, offering help. That is not bullying. But people see the title and they're like, aha, Ivan, gotcha, mate. You're a bully. It's all right, dude. Clearly, you're showing that you're not exactly a investigative journalist, to say the least. You're not doing your homework, which is fine. I know what social media is about. I've been on here for quite a while. I've received a fair share of hate and silliness in my time. And same with the Andrew Tate stuff. You know, I still stand by it. I think the man says lots of good stuff. Do I agree with everything? I don't. If you don't like hearing that, off you go, move on, drop a comment, hate, that's fine. This is what this is what social media is for. This space is made for you to vent, so vent away. We don't have to agree at all. In heart of hearts, I know I'm very comfortable with my thoughts and my ideas. My family feels the same way. My mom, my dad, my wife, they feel the same way. Multiple of my colleagues at work feel the same way about these statements. These people that are raging in the comments, my friend, I don't even understand what the hell you're talking about, bro. I don't understand. That's fine. I'm saying is that many people in my life that I'm close with find nothing wrong with what I said. So you can be outraged. You're entitled to have a completely different opinion on many social issues. That is entirely up to you. But I just encourage you, life in general, before you spaz out about whatever the hell you want to spaz out about, learn the topic, learn what you're actually commenting on, learn the discussion points, learn something about what this individual is saying. At least give them a chance, because if you don't, you kind of look foolish. If you have watched the video and you processed it and you still feel a certain way, hat off to you, dude. We don't have to agree. My only other request is that you keep it PG and you keep it not personal. You don't have to call me names because I didn't call you names. I'm not calling you names. But people insist in sending hate mail. I hope that makes you feel better, because, my friend, you can't touch me. You can't damage me with simple words. I'm a 36-year-old man that works in emergency. I've been called every single name you can think of. I've been abused verbally by every single metric of any language you can think of, simply by providing care to some of these individuals. So you coming on here telling me something over a comment, I don't feel it at all, dude. I've been nose to nose with patients in the waiting room and in the rooms of emergency. It's okay, dude. You're not going to hurt me. Now, what I will say is that you need to understand that some people on the platform, maybe some less mature or younger people, find this stuff very, very damaging. And some of them have even hurt themselves processing some of this information. I'm not telling you that I'm going to hurt myself. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying, have a little bit more maturity to understand that your words could damage somebody some way. So if you're raging like this against some other person online, I just feel sorry for that person, because you can still get your point across in your disagreement without getting personal, abusing somebody and potentially causing harm to somebody. But I understand we live in a world of trolls, faceless, anonymous people who are essentially cowards and spewing abuse over an anonymous page with no repercussions, essentially a stealth shot, because I can't even see you, I can't retaliate against you. You know, spewing this sort of venom and toxins on people that are, you know, out in public and visible. That is a coward. But this is the space we live in. This is the world we live in. I know 99% of the people in some of these comments would never say that stuff to me. But they're brave. They're brave behind the keyboard and they start to abuse. I'm not saying you're not allowed to agree with me. You can agree with me, but be respectful. You need to understand, there needs to be a certain respect. Even if I'm completely opposite on the political spectrum in whatever issue, be respectful. Keep it professional. I know I'm asking a lot here, and I'm not going to get any of this back. And I don't want to say everyone's in the same basket. A lot of people were respectful, but some people with a lot of emotion, for whatever reason, just want to spew abuse. And some of them have even DM'd me on Instagram on DMs. And I'm like, literally, I just replied to them, no worries, man. I hope you feel better after sending me all this stuff. Have a good life. Oh, I'm going to unsubscribe. Oh, please don't unsubscribe. Did I fucking ask you to subscribe? Unfucking subscribe, dude. No one's forcing you to do this. I'm not forcing you to do anything. If you don't enjoy what you're watching, if you hate me, if you hate what I represent, what I'm spewing into the world, my friend, go away, unsubscribe. Don't stimulate the algorithm for me. Oh my God, I'm going to get millionaires and riches. I'm going to become a billionaire. Whatever, man. You can't threaten me with unsubscription, man. I'm a nurse, dude. I'm a father of 3. I don't care. Unsubscribe and go on your merry way. I get that every day. People subscribe, people unsubscribe. Heaps of unsubscriptions, heaps of subscriptions. You suit yourself, dude. I'm sharing a passion here, my opinion. I think it's positive. You think it's negative. We don't have to come to a head. I still follow some people on social media that I disagree on multiple topics. But, holy crap, I'm a fan of Mike Tyson, man. He's a great trainer. He's a great boxer. I'm going to follow him. Do I agree with everything he's ever done? Absolutely not. I think Karl Malone is an incredible basketball player. Top 20 type of player, right? Top 30, whatever he is. Do I agree with every decision he's made in his life? Absolutely not. But I think Karl Malone was a great basketball player. I'm going to follow him. But if you're that immature that you only follow people that are 100% exactly aligned to you in every single way, you go about your life and you try and find somebody that is identical to you. Good luck finding people like that in life. I really doubt you will find that many people around in the world that are exactly the same belief system as you. If you do, my hat off to you, and I just question whether any of these people are free-willed, free-minded people. I'm just questioning that. Oh my God, that is brutality. Boys, that is it. Calling it quits here. Yeah, they're Jordans, Octavio Dad. It's back to the lessons we learned as kids. That's right, man, Sam. Oh, jeez. I feel like my hips are broken now. Very much is, man. Fellas, appreciate you. Tomorrow's going to be an earlier session, so maybe in, what's now? 9 o'clock. Maybe in 13 hours, I'll do another session. Bit of benching, bit of back work again, all that kind of stuff. Until then, you guys are legends. Thank you for chilling with me. Thank you for keeping me company in this thing that I love, which is training and philosophy, bouncing ideas around the place. I love this stuff. So I appreciate you guys. Appreciate the chats. Appreciate the company. And I'll hopefully see you guys tomorrow. I'll catch you guys in the next one then, eh? Mez, all the fellas. Lemon, all the best, guys. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.